We're here in Atlanta, Georgia with Donshe from Donshe Shoetique. Could you please introduce yourself and tell us the story about Donshe Shoetique?
Absolutely. Hello, welcome. So Donshe Shoetique began in 2018. So let me back up a little bit. So I have a brother of mine that's really not my real brother, but he's like a brother. We've been friends over 30 years. So he came to visit in November of 2017 and looked in one of my rooms, which I call the shoe room, and was like, you need to open up a shoe store. So I was like, really, you think so? So he was like, yeah. He said, you have swag, you have some nice shoes in here. I think you should open up a shoetique. And I thought, you know, usually I have my hands in all type of things. So I kind of chewed on it for a while. So I have a friend that's a graphic designer, and I went to him. I'm like, Gary, so what do you think? I said, my brother came to me with this idea of this shoetique, and I kind of want to go with it. So I was thinking about logos and names. So I said, what would I call it? He was like, I think you should name it after you. And I was like, you think so? He was like, yeah. I was like, Donshe? He said, yes. He said, that name is not common and it's catchy. I think you should roll with it. So I was like, okay. So I gave him an assignment to create me some logos. And I said, I want the logos to be black, fuchsia, and white, something that pops. So he came with this DS and this high heel, and I was like, that's it. So social media is free. I pitched the idea to social media to just my own Facebook followers and say, hey ladies, what do you guys think about this? I'm thinking about opening up a shoe store. What do you think about this name? And they were like, yes. So social media loved it. You know, they're brutally honest. So with that said, I went with the logo, the Donshe Shoetique and the DS with the heels. And then I was like, I needed a slogan, something catchy. Once again, my brother was like, SHOEICIDE, where you can afford to commit suicide, which is affordable quality shoes at an affordable price. So that's where we got the SHOEICIDE from. You know, that's our catchphrase, which is affordability for quality shoes for the working class, right? So from November to February, I needed to understand my audience in regards to who am I shopping for. I had to take me out of the equation. And, you know, because everybody don't like what I might like. And it's about the customer. So I would just pull shoes from all over the place and just post them on Facebook. What you ladies think, rock or not, hot or not? I created a Donshe Shoetique Facebook business page. And I will solicit their feedback on the type of shoes that I will pull out. And I pick things that I probably wouldn't wear, because remember, in mind, I got to take myself out of the equation. It's not about me, it's about the customer. And with that said, it allowed me the opportunity to know who I'm shopping for based on the responses. So by the time February came, for everybody know about, if you're in the industry in regards of fashion, a big magic show in Vegas. By the time February came, I had a good idea on my audience and who I was shopping for based on the survey, me surveying them on the type of shoes, the style of shoes, the color, the heel, the sneaker, the bling. So when I went to the Magic, I was able to do my shopping for my inventory to start my business, 2018. One of my other good girlfriends that's in business was like, you need to do a launch event. So from November to February, the build up, everybody like, when the store open? You know, that's how I kept them engaged. So by March, my go live, I invited the world to Donshe Shoetique launch event. Over 100 people RSVP. I didn't just put the address out there because I didn't want just everybody showing up who really wasn't about Donshe Shoetique or didn't know anything about it. The people that took their time to respond via email in my inbox, that's who got invited. So it was over 100 people that showed up to this launch event. At the launch event, I navigated them through my website, because my website is my hub. That's where Donshe Shoetique began, online. They came, I set up tables, I did a shoe fashion show, because a lot of times until you put a foot in the shoe, it wakes up the whole shoe. You can't just sell like, hey, this is what it looked like. When you put it on, it just talks to you. It tells a whole nother story. So we did a fashion show, and you know, I had really good buys for people that took the time out to come and shop. It's already affordable. Most of my prices is from $20 to $60. Anything over $60 would be a thigh boot. You know, something that's more material, of course. still quality. And by me being able to do my research on shoes and travel all over to all of the shoe shows, it afforded me the opportunity to bring affordability and cut out the middleman. So that's why, because some people will think, oh, a $30 shoe. What I know about shoes now, because I love Giuseppe's and I still do, but it's all about the brand. Majority of these shoes are manufactured at the same place, but you got a Steve Madden label or a Kate Rodman label or a Liliana label. It's all about the brand. That's what we're paying for, unlike the Gucci's of the world or the Louis of the world. So that's why I can I can afford to say, hey, this shoe is $40. I've had somebody, when I first got started, she called and inquired about a shoe. I'll never forget this conversation. And she was like, oh, you were recommended. And she's like, she wanted this particular shoe online. I gave her the details. I'm like, yes, it's nice. It got cushion insoles. It fit true to size. It's very quality material. And she said, well, my only issue is it's a $40 shoe. And I said to her, I said, well, I understand that. I said, but knowing what I know about shoes, of course, like I just gave y'all the story, it's not about the amount what you're paying for, it's the quality, right? I said, so if you want to give me $100 for this $40 shoe, that's fine. But my price is $40, because she had an issue with the price. I guess she thought it was going to be cheap, which is okay. But once I had to explain to her, I said, listen, I said, again, I wouldn't buy nothing that I wouldn't wear myself in my shoe. And I'm a fashion diva, so I'm not just going to pick up anything. It's quality. So my slogan is affordability, quality, where you can afford to commit suicide. And most people do, because my prices are very reasonable. Nobody ever buy one shoe. they always come out with 3 or 4 pair, because it's like, oh wow, the quality is good. So.
We're here in Atlanta, Georgia with Donshe from Donshe Shoetique. Billy is in Atlanta right now. At this point, what led you up into Donshe Shoetique? At this point, what led you up into it? What was your background before you actually did this, leading up to this?
Well,